Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mega Cebu 2019 Candidates Forum. Now, your hosts, Mega Cebu Advocate Caroline Ballesteros and Chairman of the Political Science Department, School of Law and Governance of the University of San Carlos, Miss Bredette Avrenica.
Hello, maayong buntag.
Mayong Buntag, University of San Carlos.
Hello.
Good morning,
Hello, Ma'am
Carol.
Bren. Hello, good morning to everybody, to those who are here at the Buttonbrook, hard name to pronounce, Buttonbrook Hall of the University of San Carlos. Mayong buntag. You are all, what's this? Unsa nis lang ako ang class, ma'am?
Political science
Students. Okay. Wala, di pa ba di off ron, ma'am?
Opa, we changed our calendar. We started in August for the first semester and ended in December. So our
Okay.
second semester runs from January until May.
Oh, all right.
So we have a new summer, June and July, in case the candidates are not aware.
All
Yes.
right. So anyway, to those also who are watching via Facebook Live, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world.
Yes.
Okay. And also we are being recorded because this will be aired later over MyTV.
Yes, that's nice. No? Channel 30, your channel, my channel, your channel. That's
Yes,
MyTV.
our channel.
Okay.
Okay. And we would like to actually, we are now in the kumbaga home run na ta, Ma'am Bren.
Yes,
This
we have
is
come
the
full
last
circle.
day, second to the last session of the 2019 Candidates Forum. We always have one, as far as I can remember, since 2013, when Mega Cebu started in 2011. Pagka 2013, we had the Candidates Forum. It was at the UP Cultural Center, nga na guba pag earthquake, so walang takabalik dito. And then in 2016, we had another one at the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Plenary Hall. And this year, this is actually much bigger, Ma'am Bren.
Yes, yes.
Because we included for the first time
National
candidates.
Okay.
And it was fun. The entire month of
March.
March actually was for the senatorial candidates. And so,
Yes.
today,
So April is actually devoted for local positions for all local government units running from the provincial seat now down to Cebu City. We have gone through all of the 13 local government units
of Metro Cebu.
of Metro
Yes.
Cebu, and Cebu City will make that home run today
Right,
for
yes.
both morning and afternoon sessions.
Okay, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yes.
You could actually, for those who would like to support their candidates, you could share the Facebook Live. Napo na siya sa YouTube actually if you search it.
Yes.
So pwede na mo forward gud ang ila ang ato ang mga episode.
Okay. So at this particular point, we would like to emphasize that the run of the Candidates Forum is actually to engage both the candidates and the voters. In the usual scenario, we only hear out our candidates during their sorties, their campaigns. But we would like to create a platform where our voters, the Cebuanos, no, especially the young people, even those not physically here in Cebu or in the university, to actually ask questions to candidates, to hear them out on specific issues, and in return, provide this avenue for them to articulate their thoughts, their platforms, their plans. So this is one big particular objective of this year's Candidates Forum.
And also, as we have been doing since we started, we would like to also promote our bugsay over there. Ma'am Brian, could you please get our bugsay? For all Cebuanos know what bugsay is, and of course our candidates are Cebuanos themselves. Kasabot na sila sa bugsay. But, you know, in Mega Cebu, the Mega Cebu program, our theme we live by the principle of primus inter pares, which means first among equals. And we're saying that if all of the member LGUs, national government agencies, the private sector would just work hand in hand together, like nabatamos bangka, no, like dragon boat. You all hold your bugsay, and then you paddle in the same direction, the same in harmony. Mas maabot mo sa inyong patutunguhan mas paspas kaysa mag-idya-idya ta, right? So that's why we have the bugsay. And what we will do later, we have documenters out there. As the candidates are speaking, they will take note, and then we will have them confirm later on at the end of the program kung sakto ba ang ilahang promise, and we will hold them on to their promise by signing the bugsay at the end. Okay, so that if they will not do their part, we can show them the bugsay. Dili sila hapakon sa bugsay, but show lang. Ni pirma ka ani.
Yes. And later
Okay.
on, we will be, as mentioned, we will be showing the candidates their commitments. And should they have the seat in the future, we will use those points as accountability mechanism. Meaning to say, there will still be another round of fora that we will invite winning candidates. And let's go back to our working board. And let's
Yes.
go back to the commitments.
Okay, and for those who would like to take pictures or say anything and you want to post it on social media, the hashtag to use is hashtag Klarohay Ta 2019 or hashtag Mega Cebu Candidates Forum 2019.
Okay. At this particular point, I think we're ready for our mechanics
Yes.
and our ground rules. We would like to request Sir Dante to read out our mechanics and ground rules.
The ground rules and mechanics for candidates. Number 1. This forum shall provide a platform for both candidates and voters to engage each other to guide the discernment of voters in their choice of candidates in the May 13, 2019 midterm elections. This is not a debate. The format will not tolerate overexposure and grandstanding of selected candidates. Number 2, candidates must answer the question, what can you offer Metro Cebu in general and Cebu City in particular as it experiences urbanization? Number 3, campaign videos and banners will not be allowed in the forum. Only a 5-slide PowerPoint presentation is allowed, and only if it is aligned with a candidate's message or answer during the opening remarks and the facilitated discussion. Number 4, be mindful of your time allocation. All candidates must strictly follow the allotted time per segment. Opening and closing statements are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per candidate. The host will provide the cue of your time allocation during the facilitated discussions and the interaction time with the audience. An electronic timer will guide each speaker for this purpose. Number 5, no candidate is allowed to use foul language in both the main speech and responses. A candidate who violates this rule will be reprimanded. If the offense is repeated after the reprimand, the candidate will be politely asked to leave the forum. 6, candidates are instructed to engage each other with respect and dignity. Speakers are not allowed to use insults and damaging insinuations against each other, especially if these can trigger heated discussions. Number 7, a limited number of campaign supporters may join the delegation of the candidates, but they are not allowed to openly campaign or loiter in any part of the campus. Rules for audience and participants. Number 1, we have a multi-stakeholder audience from the academe, educators, staff, and students, laborers, transport groups, urban poor, women, agriculture, among others. Number 2, as stakeholders, our primary question to each candidate is, what can you do for Metro Cebu in general and Cebu City in particular? Number 3, to ensure the issues from all sectors are tackled, questions from the audience may be written in sheets of paper handed out by ushers and usherettes at the forum. Questions will be checked and finalized by the screening committee. Number 4, no foul language shall be tolerated from the participants or audience in their questions or random comments. Ushers will approach violators in their seats to reprimand them. Number 5, noise will not be allowed for the entire duration of the forum. Those who disturb the session will be reprimanded and may be asked to leave the hall as needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think with the ground rules being set for both candidates and audience, we're ready for our Klarohay Ta.
Yes. So thank you, Dante. And so we'll start to introduce our candidates. All of our candidates actually are from one party. It's the Barug PDP Laban. Okay. So we'll start with our district reps from the South, Attorney Jocelyn Joy Pesquera.
Following her will be District Representative for the North District, Mr. Richard Yap.
Next, we have for Vice Mayor, Mr. Michael Rama.
And for mayoral candidate for Barug PDP Laban, Vice Mayor Edgardo Labella.
Hilong man kayo atong audience. Or can we give all of them a round of applause? Okay. So we will now start with the opening statement. Okay, so yeah.
By the way, candidates, this is our digital timer that will keep pace with the run of the program.
All right, let's start with you can stay here, you can go to the podium, you can walk around.
Officers and members of Mega Cebu, fellow candidates, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor to be part of the Candidates Forum, for it will provide me an avenue to share my platform of government as well as express my views on certain issues that have impact on my constituents. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jocelyn Joy Pesquera, incumbent Cebu City Councilor representing South District. I have been with the City Council for 4 terms, starting in 1998 to 2007 and in 2016 until the present. For almost 12 years, I have been with the City Council. I have authored numerous resolutions and 87 ordinances, among which are the Water Conservation Ordinance, the Ordinance creating the Human Resource Development Office, the Ordinance creating the City Planning and Development Office, the Ordinance creating the Tripartite Industrial Peace Council, the Ordinance creating the Internal Audit Services, the Ordinance establishing a new system in the issuance of business permit, and the Ordinance establishing the guidelines for the grant of financial assistance to peoples and non-government organizations. During my incumbency, I have implemented a number of projects in the city government, particularly the road right-of-way and all other Tartanilla festivals, and also the codification of the ordinances. Being a lawyer, certified public accountant, arbitrator, licensed real estate appraiser, CES eligible, and my vast experience as a legislator, I believe that this is the opportune time for me to vie for a seat as a member of the House of Representatives or Congresswoman of the South District of the City of Cebu. I am offering myself to be your representative in Congress. My values as a person and my advocacy as a public servant are reflected in my platform of government, which is I serve you. I stands for investments in agriculture, S, social services, E, employment, R, rebuild, E, voice, E, environment, more particularly water, Y, for youth, O, open communication, and U, uncorrupted. I have not been involved in any anomalies in the government because I advocate honesty, integrity, and good governance. It is my fervent hope that you will give me the opportunity to be your voice in Congress and that I will be able to serve you. Daghang salamat ug may buntag pag-usap.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. From the South, let's go to the North District. Let us have Mr. Richard Yap.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and I thank you for inviting me to this forum today, and for giving me this chance to be able to talk to you and tell you about my candidacy. I am Richard Yap. I would like to introduce myself. People who don't know that a lot of people think that I'm not from Cebu. I'm actually a true blue Cebuano, born and raised here in Cebu. I studied at St. Benedict School when I was in kindergarten, and then Sacred Heart School for boys, grade school up to high school. And then I took up 2 years of medtech in Veles College because I wanted to be a doctor. But unfortunately, that didn't work out because my father didn't want me to proceed. So I finished my business management in De La Salle University in Manila. I am a civil service eligible professional level since the year 2000. And I have been a businessman my whole life. Ever since my father was a businessman, and I have been a businessman since I graduated from college. And now I'm also an actor, a singer, a model, an endorser. That came about because I was given the chance that not all people are given. but I have only been an artist for about 8 years. So now I am here in Cebu offering myself to the Cebuanos as a viable alternative to your congressman who has been there for the past 30 years. I think that it is now time for us to look for change. We need change in this city so that we can progress. For the past 30 years, nothing has changed in our city, and we need people to move now. So that is why we are offering ourselves, because if we don't do this, nobody else will. Nobody has stood up to the challenges that the city has gone through, and nobody has stood up to the congressman that we have right now. Nobody is God's gift to Cebu. So they think that they are here for the past 30 years, they can lord it over here for the next 30 years. But they always say that the youth are the future of our city. But if we are not given the chance to be able to lead and manage our city, then what will happen to our city? So please support us, because we are here to promote for change. Mag-uban ta sa kausaban. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you. Now we call on our candidate for Vice Mayor, Sir Mike.
May buntag kaniyong tanan. Morning. This is not a new thing for me, being in Mega Cebu. In fact, this is my third appearance. Mega Cebu is always in my heart. Been in service for 24 years. 9 years councilman, 9 years vice mayor, 2-termer mayor. Being a vice mayor is just being back to my home. I have a platform. We will continue the platform ahead. A, support the agenda of Mayor Edgar Labella. H, bringing back and enhance high technology in legislation. E, enactment of laws that will serve the general welfare. A, programs that will advance our employees in the Sangguniang Panglungsod and all members of the Sangguniang Panglungsod. Letter D, development of capability building programs for the barangays and also including barangay officials. And that is my platform ahead. And obviously, having been 9 years as a legislator, 9 years as a vice mayor, and as a mayor, I will be bringing diha sa among mayor Edgar Labella tanan nga akong nahibaw-an pagkamayor o uban pa nga angay pag atong iduso i-continue to bring Cebu City livable, and together we can make things happen again. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. God bless Cebu City.
Thank you very much. Now for our mayoral candidate, please welcome Vice Mayor Edgardo Labella.
Good morning to all of us. I feel at home. This is my home. I was a working student when I enrolled myself in the College of Law of the University of San Carlos. And I am eternally grateful for the training that I had that paved the way for my becoming one of the pioneers in the field of investigation and prosecution as one of the original prosecutors in the office of the Ombudsman, bringing to the bar of justice the culprits and those shenanigans in government. If I may recall, and I had a conversation with the president, we came to learn from each other that before he became a politician, He was an ombudsman, investigator, and prosecutor in Davao. Likewise, I was also an ombudsman, investigator, and prosecutor in Manila, and eventually became an ombudsman director here in the Visayas. That was our background before we became politicians. Our city's big problems nowadays have become in common with being stuck. We are facing a three-headed monster: garbage, flood, and traffic. Our leaders have become stuck also, and we offer an alternative to this problem. They have sat on these problems for too long. They have become sluggish, and instead of being a solution, they have been a part of this problem. My friends, these leaders have forgotten that as public officials, they are covered under the constitutional provision of being always accountable to the people, which I may state that public office is a public trust, that public officials shall always remain accountable to the people and serve them with utmost fidelity, integrity, and loyalty, and shall live modest lives. My friends, I would like to define our system of governance as being inclusive, that includes everyone who intends to have a better life for all of us and the people of the city of Cebu. Devoid of hatred and mudslinging. We would like to offer a kind of governance that is open to all who would like to make us all happy and prosperous in the city of Cebu. I offer myself as your mayor. I come from an ordinary family. I am neither wealthy nor have a political lineage. I am an ordinary person just like you and me. But I pray that you first give me the chance to serve as mayor in the city of Cebu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Before we go to the issues plaguing Metro Cebu, okay, Cebu City in particular,
Yes.
I'd like to just get this question out of the way. I know that they all want me to ask this question. We know, of course, Councilor Joy, we know Sir Mike, we know Vice Mayor Labelia. You've been serving the city for a long time. We also know Richard Yap there, but not as a politician, but as an actor. So I'd like to ask Richard, because you're basically more famous as Sir Chief. Okay, right? See, react sila.
Okay. Ang keyword.
Yes. What got you into politics when people know you as a successful actor? It's not like you're Laos or anything. You have projects and you're known. And I'm pretty sure that life is good as an actor. So why enter politics?
When I went into acting, it opened my eyes up to a lot of things that you don't usually see as someone in the private sector, and there were a lot of people who came up to us for help. So we did a lot of disaster relief operations, and we actually opened our own school. It's a TESDA certified training center wherein people come to us and they get educated so that they can find jobs. So that was our way of helping people. But we saw that there was a need for change in Cebu, and there was no viable alternative to run for the congressional candidate. So that is why, since people were pushing me since 2013 and 2016, I finally decided that maybe this is the time for me to make myself available as a congressional candidate, because there is no one else who wants to go against the incumbent. So I felt that if we don't make our move now, when will be the proper time? Because we are running out of time. They have been there for 30 years. Nothing has changed. So if we don't do the change now, when? No? Kinahanglan mo lihok na ta now, because time is of the essence. And that is the only reason that we are here, because we want to serve the people of Cebu.
All right. So,
Thank you
okay,
very
so
much.
at least that's out of the way. Okay, so now we go to major issues.
Yes,
Okay.
actually, we appreciate the mention of the top three problems that, as far as this team is concerned, you have garbage, flood, and traffic. However,
We'd like to add one more head to the
Yes.
dragon. You mentioned three-headed dragon.
We
Can
want
we
to make
add
it
one
four?
more? Can we
Alright.
make it four-headed dragon? Okay, we'll add water there.
yes,
Yeah,
Okay.
because this morning, Vice, when I woke up, we had no water. Yeah.
Naligo na ka, Ma'am Carol.
Nakaligo ko. Kaya ang ako mga helpers, what they do is they wake up early in the morning so that they could save water, store up water. Imo agas mo na siya alas 5 kadlawon, mapangog alas 6. So familiar? Okay, so in the morning there is water na but nas balde. Di na mo aga sa gripo. Okay? And this has been going on since time immemorial. Kada gyud magpadung na summer. In fact, it starts in our area January. Okay? I don't live in Cebu City anymore. I live in Talisay, which is again so ironic because Haklupan is there.
The watershed is
The
supposed to
watershed
be
is
in
over there,
Talisay.
okay? So, nga nung nagbalik-balik na inyong dimension sa kanina nga, this has been a problem for years. I remember a quote of Mr. Bobby Aboitis, the late Mr. Bobby Aboitis, he said, "We are actually suffering from the mistakes of the past." So when are we gonna learn? What are we doing? What will we do about this water problem? Can we, who wants to answer first? For all of you, yes.
As I mentioned earlier, it's part of my platform of government, environment, more particularly water. Kaya ako ging nakita nga dako gyud kay tag problema, especially when I was a member of the MCWD board. Diyan ako nakita that it's not really lacking of money or capital, but it's really a lack of foresight. Ug kaniya to isa nako, that's why I also authored an ordinance, what we call Water Conservation Ordinance. It's something that we have to capture rainwater. Sa panahon sa tig-ulan, atog yung hipuson atong tubig. Kay kani atong tubig sa ulan, kung more dagay-day lang is kadagatan, kan mga kasapaan, dili na nato magamit. Muna, usagid na ako ka-programa is really to make a catchment basin in all our, even in the ordinary barangays as well as in the mountain barangays. Kay even sa akong pagsuroy-suroy dito sa kabukiran, uga na gyud kayo ang sapa. And then in fact, last Tuesday, I delivered a privilege speech so that atog yung giawag ang national agencies, ang MCWD and all those mga entities nga involved sa water, atog yung nun magkita na gyud long-term solution ug nanakoy nakitaan na solution para ini kay karon mao sa na makasulbad sa atong problema sa baha ug ato ning makapture tanan ang tubig sa ulan.
Okay, thank you very much. Who wants to go next?
Yes, I share with the
Okay.
thoughts of Councilor Pisquera. You know, during rainy days, even with a tiny shower, we experience flash floods. And the irony is that we experience waterless summer. But the fact is, and this has been confirmed by experts, that Cebu City is not lacking with water. We have the Kutkot-Lusaran surface water. We have also the Mananga over there in Buot. And perhaps we can also solicit the help of some areas like Compostela and Tuburan. It's just a matter of really coming up with a program like having dams to contain this water during rainy season and at the same time have some pipes. You know, I am not a water expert, but the first thing that I'll do if elected as mayor, I will convene a committee that will really come up with a study including the water experts. I agree with the statement of Joy Pisquera that this problem has been nagging with us for too long. Our present leadership has just sat on this problem. And instead of coming up with a viable and permanent solutions, we always come up with a band-aid solution, just like giving hoses and barrels every summertime. We really have to be very serious about this when elected mayor.
Okay.
Wala nila yung mutubag, kaya ako follow-up question. You want to answer, sir? Yes, Sir Mike.
As I have said, I've been in public service for 24 years. And matters about water is nothing new as a problem. Solution is nothing new as well, but rather stubbornness, political will being lacking, master plan being there. But the problem is not adopted. The problem is we have the Mega Cebu not being supported as one Mega Cebu. There is a solution in this problem. It's just putting our money where our mouth is, and let's do it together. Because together, as I said, we can make things happen. Sit down, make it done, and do it right. And that is what we should be doing with Mayor Labella being there, Mega Cebu, MCDCB. We all have to be one. There is a solution. It's been there since time immemorial. It's just mga gahi lang tag-ulo. Di tagang mga mainlaki. Dili mag-ipon ang ulo. Usahon ra ang ulo, solbar ang problema.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Can I add on to that? I agree with the water catchment basins that Councilor Joy has been talking about, because that is what I have been espousing, especially in the mountain barangays here in the north, because the dams that we have are there in the southern portion of our city. But aside from that, we can also learn from the other countries such as Singapore, wherein they do a lot of water recycling and water filtration. That will also help us solve our problems. We should always look for new technological developments which can help us solve our water problems, because all these old ways of solving our water problems has not helped us one bit. And of course, if you have people who do not have the vision or the foresight to be able to do these programs, nothing will ever happen to us. Thank you.
In Sunstar today, there's an article that says that MCWD may bid out the 6.5 billion Mananga Dam after the May election. Okay. And this is like long overdue. 30 years old na ni siya nga plano. Until now, plano lang gid siya gihapon. You know, I've heard of the Mananga Dam since I was a kid. Until now, it still hasn't been implemented, and then now they're saying that it may may bid sa ato pa di pa gid siya sure wa man quick. So how sure, how can we be assured ang public that this will really happen? And that's just one, in the JICA roadmap study, which I'm pretty sure si Sir Mike here knows about the JICA roadmap study because you were part of it. They talked about 3 dams there, the Mananga, Kotkot, and Lusaran Dam. Okay, but still, even with that, the JICA roadmap study says that in 2030, we shall have water shortage if we don't do anything new. Because, you know, condominium units are rising left and right, mushrooming everywhere. Yet, wa gyapon tay solution sa ato ang tubig. Sir Mike, unsa ato ang assurance nga mahitabo na gid ning mga plano?
You vote for us. That's the assurance. Because as I have said, I've been there. I've been with Bobby Abuitis, I've been with Gwen Garcia, and we have all these things. It's just nobody can be performing it as one body. Put the right funding, put the right group, and let's have the plan implemented. All Joy, Edgar, and Congressman Yap have said it's all been there. New things are there. It's all putting all our mind as one and have it implemented. Vote the right people. Vote the right leaders that love Cebu.
Okay, so I'll put it on the record that if you vote for Barug, we will have a solution to the water problem.
Partido Barug, because we are now a duly EDP Laban, Partido Barug, PDP Laban. Partido Barug is a duly accredited by committee. It's a party, and then Ilga is the chairman. We can act together, and we can assure we solve the problem. If the province will be with us as well in the Mega Cebu way, MCDCB.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
What's the other head that we should slay?
The
We're
other
slaying
one is-
dragons here. We've slayed the water dragon.
Okay, water is down. All right,
Okay.
let's go to traffic. So you got here quite late
Because you were caught in
because
traffic.
you were caught in traffic.
Yes.
Diba?
That's right. Again, you know, it's just unfortunate again that we have never had the law, the MCDCB metropolitan proposal in Congress, that once all of this supposed to be in place, magkasabot ba, magka-integrated ang tanan, Bren o Carol, and then Bubit Abila knows very well na kining tanan na gahi lang usahay ang usa-usa. Kaya dili man magpamimbro. Kaya kung nagmimbro pa tanan, primus inter pares, DDI. As we dream, of course, we say, dream, decide,
Implement.
then implement.
Yes.
We've been dreaming. We've been deciding. The problem is we did not implement.
You know-
DDI.
You know what?
Yes.
The more that you travel, but the more you feel sad for your own country. Kay like you know, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in Dubai, of course, in the States, you have kana ilaha bitang very smart bitang nga mga subway, mga MTR nga wagi ka traffic so efficient, seven levels down in fact sa Hong Kong. And I'm saying to myself, but murag di gini mahitabo sa Cebu.
Layo
Okay?
ra.
Layo ra kay sa Cebu. Okay, so will you support the rise of more flyovers and underpasses in Cebu City to solve traffic congestion? Okay, we will ask our two congressmen here. Sige.
I have a different take on that because as a solution to the traffic problem in the city, under my platform of government, it's under letter R, rebuild. We need to create spaces. We need to utilize the spaces underneath because it's so vast and we need to harness it. And if given the opportunity nga ako ang pilion pagka-kongresista sa South District, I will pass a bill that will set in motion the establishment of the subway rail system. Haron ma-utilize nato because we also have to take into account the property rights of the people. Aside from just automatically make a plan to make the subway, but then we have to also take into account the property rights. And then also we need to integrate the agencies, the transportation agencies in the city and the national government like the LTO, LTFRB, even the PNP, and then also and the local government units. So we need to integrate that into one traffic authority.
When you say subway, konsihal, kanang parehagid sa
Hong Kong,
Wow.
Singapore. Then that's really like I believe the new generation now, the millennials, would share my vision to have that kind of system.
But that will take a long time. At least for them, no? Kaya murag in our time, siguro murag dugay pa mahitabo siguro.
Andi bata pamansad mo.
No.
Bata pa man sa-
Na ang isa sa nato ka solution is to really to us also create spaces. We will have more alternative roads.
Okay. Richard?
Yes, as I've always been saying, the underpasses and overpasses are just transferring the traffic from road level on top of the bridge because there has been no widening of the roads, so the traffic still remains the same. The LRT has been planned and it is supposed to be implemented in 2019 if we win. This LRT will pass from the north to south of Cebu and from Mandaue all the way to the airport. The plan is there. It is only the implementation that needs to be done. But our group has to win because if not, the other party has always been against it because they want another system. So that will solve part of our problems. But we need to have forward planning. In China, when I was there, I was working in 1990 in China. They already had roads, they already had flyovers, they already had skyways, and there were no people living in that area yet.
Yes.
So there has to be forward planning, there has to be forward thinking. You cannot just, it has to be all inclusive. It has to be the whole province of Cebu, not only the city of Cebu itself.
Can I just repeat what he said, so that it will be captured by our documenters? So what you're saying is the LRT, which has been approved already, I think, is that part of the Mega Cebu, of the JICA roadmap study, or some part of the, how do you call this? What's this kanang trip? The 3-year infrastructure program, the rolling, yes.
I think these LRT projects is part of the build project
Part of the build,
President.
okay.
And in fact, if all of us will win, the plan is that before the end of the year, the construction of the LRT in Cebu will begin.
So akong klarohon usab Vice, this LRT is implementation is dependent on your winning?
Well, of course, if the press or the leadership or the city officials, because there is a provision in the local government code that any nationally funded project, even in the local government, must have to pass through the Sangguniang Panlunsod and of course the local government.
Okay.
So we do not know the other side. But insofar as we are concerned, we are very supportive of the plan of the President to put an LRT to the mega or the local governments that compose
Metro Cebu.
I
Yes.
think 13 for a start.
Yeah, from
And
Karkar
this
to
may
Danao.
not be the only solution, but this could be one of the solutions on this traffic problem. And of course, a study has to be made on the number of vehicles that ply our city streets during the day. And of course, there has to be a distinction in the study that there are certain vehicles that practically travel on the streets somehow permanently, because like taxi cabs, and there are also vehicles that they just come from the house and then end up at their offices, then park there during the day. A study has to be made on this regard to consider the number of vehicles that ply. But of course, this can really be solved if we adopt the Mega Cebu concept, because as I've said, even in flooding, over and over again, that Cebu City cannot isolate itself from the rest of its neighboring local governments. As they say, no man is an island.
Sir Mike, you want to say something?
Traffic. I had a very clear discussion with former President Ninoy Aquino, because he was always been pushing for flyovers at a certain time, which I have insisted, please don't infuse how many flyovers in Cebu City, because Cebu City is a heritage city. Having all these flyovers, I don't think we will be proud as a heritage city.
Yes.
We will end up like a turtle city. And I've been telling him, give us money for widening. Give us money for integrated traffic system. Give us money for flare. And with the JICA, that we are very much aware, under MCDCB, flyover has been the least, it's not the first, in the order of business. Now, traffic, I know, it is also solvable. It's just putting all of us, the whole province of Cebu, Chief Executive, to sit down and revisit Mega Cebu MCDCB plan.
Okay.
We have a specific question for Vice Mayor Labella. It's all about BRT. Is BRT on your agenda, and do you think that BRT is a solution to the traffic problem in the city?
We have very narrow roads in the city. It used to be, but considering the very narrow roads that we have, and considering the fact that it would be very expensive to us to acquire road lots to be able to let this PRT pass through, a question has to be raised regarding this aspect. That's why before we think that it could be a solution, but considering the very narrow roads and the increase in the number of vehicles that are plying the city streets, I doubt if BRT can be a solution to this problem.
But there's already a BRT, approved BRT budget, Vice.
Well, of course, that has to be, of course, approved first by the national government before it can really be implemented.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah, if
Consiel.
I may add, para lang sad sa ato ang mga millennials, I am not against BRT because it's just like the my bus system. However, ang wala na ibawaan sa katawhan, unsaon nila pag-implementar ang BRT project, ilang ibutang ang bus stop sa tunga-tunga sa dan. In effect, they will use the budget that what you mentioned earlier, gamito nila ang kwarta na budget pagbutang sa bus stop sa tunga-tunga sa dan. You just imagine if you're from Banilad, butangag bus stop sa tunga-tunga sa dan. You imagine yourself if you're from the south area, Basak, Pardo, Talisay, butangan og bus stop sa tunga-tunga sa highway. Unsa may itsura sa atong kadalanan. Nga karundaan nga purti ng trapika, butangan pag bus stop, bus terminal sa tunga-tunga sa dan, it will add more to the problem rather than a solution.
I'd have to agree to that.
Yes.
Kay, you just have one car nga mo stall sa dalan. Traffic is so bad, it could take like 2 hours. O sarang kasakyanan nga ni stall. So how much more if it's a permanent thing? I think BRT can work if, like what Sir Richard said earlier, palapdan gid ang dalan. Yes, Sir Mike, wanna say something?
That is the only project that both of us at that time when I was the mayor. However, time have been into a situation where in addition to BRT, we must implement other mode of transport system. In addition, furthermore, so-called widening has to be resorted as quick and as fast as possible. And I knew for a fact that at the BRT program, naanay kwarta para widening, especially on certain areas, kana mga ginganlan og bus stop or whatever. I do not know what has been happening. The delay is unimaginable. Sayang kaayo nga proyekto, increase na ang budget, hantod karon design lang yapon ang giistoryahan. Muna nga para nako, let's all look at the whole thing in a macro and put all of this, bring the national government and all of us work to make it happen. Daghang istorya, while
I think the more we delay on the solution to this traffic ba, the more kita mag-antos kay people because lisod kayong sakyanan, mamalit og
Personal car. Motor.
Pagkadaghanag motor, okay? And you see them in the streets good. Sometimes, well, most of the time, they're not even following the right kanabang mga patakaran nga helmet gyud, kompleto gyud. And you also see people stopping mga taxi, mga jeepney, bisag asara, ang jeepney pod, nas tunga-tunga muhunong, wa may mga there are designated jeepney stops, but they don't follow that. Nabatay himuon nga ordinansa nga pag-penalize sa mga tao nga musupak gud anang mga jeepney stop only.
We have an existing ordinance, a traffic code. Under the traffic code, there is a provision there that the CTOM or the CCTO or the Cebu City Traffic Office should provide a bus stop and jeepney stop. I have been calling their attention to put up the bus stop and jeepney stops. But until now, the present administration failed on that. Nga mahug na noon ang mga jeepneys o ang even mga nanasiligi pasud ng mga new buses nga magpataka na lang og ng hunong kay wala may klaro nga bus stop and jeep. In the past, like mga 15 years ago, during my first 3 terms, nindot pa to sa una because na-follow man to nga naatay jeepney stop bus stop. And then I designated nga stops ang atong mga jeepney kung asa ka, Mandawi ka, or Lahog ka, Guadalupe ka, na kay designated nga bus stop or jeepney stop. Pero karon wala nila gituman. Then sige kog na opposition manggudta, usahay manggudita nila paminahon kay tungod opposition. But sila mismo wala ni tuman ug unsay na as ordinansa. Mao ngayon ta sila sigig panakop pero number one sad nga wa mutuman sa ordinansa.
Okay.
Okay.
And it also actually pays attention to the behavior no sa atong mga taga Cebu City kung hilig bagyutang mutuman og balaod, di ba? So it's
Actually, mutuman sila kung naay police.
Oo, so murag
Patay-
deterrence ang mga sitong nato or ato ang CCTO. Now, naghisgot man gyud ta about sa garbage as one no, of the
So we're done with water na, Ma'am Bren.
water and then traffic. Balikan nato gamay later on ang gisgutan nga heritage ni Sir Mike.
Yeah,
no?
later.
Kay na-effect si traffic sa mga plano to address traffic ngadto sa heritage nga imahe sa syudad sa Subo. Now, bahin sa environment, ang Mandawi City nag-una na sila ban sa single use nga plastic. Cebu City practices this twice a week, no? Why are we lagging behind this initiative of banning plastic or plastic use?
There's a pending ordinance in the council. However,
Pending, ma'am, pending.
But then you have also to take into account ang ilang magong way of thinking sa like stores. If magban sila og plastic, ilang alternative dayon it's paper or paper bag. You have to think nga mas dugay pa magpatubo og kahoy. Ang atong kahoy daghan sa kay na siya tabang na siya sa atong soil to prevent soil erosion, tabang sa na siya pag-absorb sa ato ang mga tubig. And then human kung mao na kinahanglan gyud na atong i-balance. Nga balance og ingon pa kung di ta mo gamit og plastic, we should have something nga alternative rather than the use of paper. Because moingon ka atong plastic and then ang paper, ang problem lang gyud nato on the plastic, ang pataka lang tagpanglabay. Pero kung ang ato kung mahurot sa datong kakahuyan, unsa na malay ato ang oxygen nga atong i-inhale. Diba? So that's the things that we have to balance. But then ang ato agyo diha, when we come up with a solution in protecting our environment, it should be holistic, not just like katungod lang kainit, tungod lang sa baha. But then ang nakaproblema man gyud sa baha, it's not a plastic, it's a human factor. Kita patakag labay sa atong basura.
Correct.
Okay.
Attitude, behavior.
So
Okay.
gikan sa traffic ngadto sa basura, tao ang nasa sentro.
Yes. O ang mga tao sige reklamo, pero may magdumiruunong maglabay sa basura mo ito sa una in the Mega Cebu program. We had this program called campaign called Mega Cebu Limpyo Cebu pwede kaayo. Kay you see students, sorry, I'm not saying it's you, but you see students, no, or other kanang mga passengers sa jeepney, kanang manglabay sa basura from the jeepney sa dalan. Nga murag ang dalan is a very big basurahan. So, di ba? Managaingon, ang basurang itinapon mo ay babalik din sa iyo.
O nibalik yun, magbaha.
Magbaha! Okay.
But before we go to flood, as one of the four nga problems, the other candidates can actually speak about the use of plastic.
It's not just plastic, no? It's
Yes. Insofar as garbage is concerned, we have short-term and long-term solutions. The first short-term solution is for us to have a massive dredging of our waterways, our rivers and creeks. We have to do that, and we intend to do that in the first 100 days of our administration. Massive dredging of our waterways. And then after that, we have to prevent the litter from going back to this. In order to do that, we have to involve the participation of all the barangays in the city. There has to be a very strong or a policy to really make these barangays involved in the prevention of the return of the litter and garbage to our creeks and waterways. And of course, the long-term solution would be for us to come up with a study on how to really prevent. And another thing, garbage. Now, the collection is not done so continuously.
yes, we see piles in the
Yes.
streets.
if given the opportunity, we will make it a point to have the garbage collection done in 24 hours. The big garbage trucks will go around during the night from 7 or maybe 10 or 9 in the evening up to early dawn to pick up all the garbage in the city. And then during the day, we may ask the barangay garbage, the medium-sized barangay garbage trucks from the barangays to collect the garbage and then place them in a transfer station. As of now, we have only one transfer station. I think it would be better for us to add our transfer station, maybe 4, so that these barangay trucks or small trucks that collect the garbage during the day will place them in a transfer station, and then the big trucks will collect them during the night and bring them to the area where we throw this garbage. But of course, it should not be in the city of Cebu. We have other local government units that are ready to accept our garbage, but not in the city of Cebu.
Vice, so what you're saying now, is that now there is no daily collection of garbage?
Exactly. And in fact, the cost is very expensive.
How many
During
garbage
the time
trucks
of-
do we have?
During the time of Mayor Mike, we only paid 120 million for the garbage budget, but now we all pay almost 600 million. And look at the pile of garbage that we have. So, of course, that has been the question that has been propounded by many quarters. Why, with that cost, the threefold during his time, but the budget that we appropriated was only 120 million. Now, yes, go ahead.
How many garbage trucks do we have in the city right now?
We have a contractor.
Before, we have like 24 garbage trucks, including compactor trucks, and also the barangays have been helping. However, with the present administration, what they did, they required all the barangays to return the garbage trucks, and what they did, they donated it to DPWH. And instead, because they donated those from the barangays as well as the existing owned by the city to the DPWH, then now they're renting garbage trucks at the cost of at least 100 million a year. So we do not know how many garbage trucks they have been renting, but they have been utilizing 100 million for the rental of garbage trucks.
Why did they donate the garbage trucks to DPWH?
Allegedly, they are not workable, but instead of spending the 100 million for, let's say, if they're no longer workable, then they should have repaired and used the 100 million for the repairs of the garbage trucks. But unfortunately, that's how the way of thinking now of the present administration as well as their allies in the council.
Okay, may we ask if the budget that was raised threefold has been approved and supported by the council?
Because they are the majority, so more or less it's approved by the council.
Okay, so were there questions about ngano ning saka man siya o giana kada?
Yes, we asked them why it has to be like that, especially during the time of the former mayor Mike Rama, now candidate for vice mayor. At the time, because what they did before, the time of Mike Rama, they contracted sanitary landfill, and the city throws the garbage directly to the sanitary landfill. Now, they throw first to a transfer station. Instead of the cost of transferring the garbage from Tanlamban to the transfer station in Ayawan, then that's about 20 kilometers, and then back and forth. So the travel time, the cost of time, nawag tang dako kayo. Muna, and then from there to the transfer station to the Consolacion or even in Nalugensan, mas dako na no gasto. So muna ilang gibuhat, and then ang ila lang yung gi-issue before na ang kanikuno ang katong gi-hire sa city before kanang wala kunoy bidding, ang ato amang good at that time, the Consolacion was the only accredited landfill by the DNR. So when there's no other entity, then that's the logical entity nga kwaon sa gobyerno. So mauna siya nga nidako na noon kaayo ang expense. And now, because they don't want to throw the garbage in Consolacion, which only ang tipping fee 700 pesos, karon nag-abli sila dito sa Binalyo nga it already now cost the city 1,200 pesos. So nanadaay diferensya nga 500 pesos per ton of garbage. And then at the time of my krama, the waste segregation was really effective. So mao to na reduce ang garbage nga maabot yun dito sa landfill. That's what we call the residual garbage. So because of the segregation as well as the recycling of garbage, let's say if in a day ang ato ang tons of garbage ma-generate is about 600 tons, 300 tons lang ang malabay sa landfill. So pasabot 300 tons lang ang gibayaran og 700 pesos per ton. Unlike now, ang entire 600 ang gilabay nila dito sa landfill at the cost of 1,200.
Are you aware that there is a facility, mo ba na imong gipasabot?
Yes,
Cebu
sinabi.
Integrated Waste Treatment Facility where you don't need landfills anymore. You can just dump the garbage there. You don't need landfills. I think that's Binalyo,
called,
Talamban?
No.
Sa Talamban.
That's how they want to project. But then based on the plans that they presented in the council, it's a landfill. Not it's just a name, integrated facility. But then, what they're doing now, it's still a landfill. Because they present, what they're showing to the people, it's the phase 4 of their plan. But what they are doing now is phase 1, which is landfill. That's why, when it was presented to the council, I did not agree on that particular project. Because what they're presenting is it's the beautiful picture, but not really what is actually, they are actually doing.
So
Okay.
I think we have to set the record straight that Cebu City is opening a landfill, a sanitary landfill.
No, it's not the Cebu City. It's a private entity
That was granted a permit by the
yes,
city government.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the city government is paying 1,200 pesos per ton of garbage.
Well, that's not the amount that I have heard from the facility itself.
Higher or lower?
No, lower.
Okay.
Lower, yes, because I know the owner.
Oh, okay.
But the record of 1,200 is as per proposed in the council.
It was appeared in the papers and in the bidding because they said that they had a bidding, so they had it that amount is 1,200 per ton. Because like when they presented it to the council, the what you call the representatives of that Binalyo facility, they said that it's like the range is they will also compete with the Consolacion facility at 700 per ton.
Yes.
But unfortunately, when it appear what you call this, in their bidding in the papers, it's coming out as 1,200.
Okay.
We are lost in translation.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes, Sir Yap.
Can I add on to that? I think there's the problem with the garbage also is the way it's being collected right now. The garbage collectors are asking for 20 pesos for each garbage, for each bag of garbage that they want to collect.
From the
residents.
From the residents.
Yes.
Why? That's supposed to be a service, right?
Yes. So they're making it into a money-making proposition now. We've been around the city and they've complained about the garbage people are not picking up their garbage because they want to get paid for every bag of garbage. So that's one problem. And then we're also looking at the old ways of picking up garbage. 10 years ago, I was approached by Koreans because they wanted to make a waste-to-energy facility in Cebu. But since I was not yet in government at that time, we were not able to work on that. But there have been other proposals that we have been talking to, and that is one solution that we can have for our garbage problem. And of course, there are other solutions for the plastic that we can propose also, even at the barangay level, wherein they can recycle the plastic and make it into pellets, and they can sell it back to those who are making plastic products. Or we can even make these into roads or blocks for building houses.
Actually, the owner of that presented in the Mega Cebu Executive Committee meeting, and then it's a very beautiful project that it's actually waste to energy. The end
Actually,
is
that's part of our long-term plan.
Yes.
Waste to energy. Then,
Yes.
Well, of course, we'd start with segregation at the household, then barangay, then of course waste to energy, or perhaps recycling also. That's under the long-term plan.
okay. Councilor.
Yeah, You're right, Carol. What they also presented to us was they presented it to the council, but that's their phase 4.
Yes, because
Yes.
of course it takes time to build the entire plant. They're just starting to build now. Phase 1 is this and phase 2, but definitely when they get to phase 4, what na gyud tay murag zero waste na gyud siya, di ba?
Okay, ato Carol, in other countries like MyTV and Edgar Labella, we've been visited some facilities outside the country, and more particularly Japan. I was able to visit Fukuoka, and I saw their incineration plant, and then I was also able to visit Hitsuyashi. At that time, it was still under construction, the facility. But then we do not have to really wait for the phase 4 because we can immediately go for phase 1. But the problem really now is there's a need for us to amend the Clean Air Act. If given the opportunity to serve as a congresswoman, I will pass a bill that will amend the Clean Air Act in order to allow the incineration in our country with international standards. So mao man ay problema nato karon nga di dayon ta kaditso because most technology it's really incineration. Mo na ingon after that we can even utilize the as like a gravel and then use it for cementing, asphalting. Pero mo na importante pag yun that there will be a new law that will be passed in order to allow incineration.
Okay.
Another, yes, sir.
Usahay misconception baka ng dili mahimo ang incinerator. Pero mo adto kay kaslaing nasod, Japan, ang pinaka-importante ang ato kong understanding sa incinerator din grabe pa man kaayo nga ngingala na tuog Jurassic. Dito sa gawas, highly within the level that it can conform to the environmental requirements. Therefore, it can be done. And that is one thing, the so-called backwards. It's just too expensive, but nothing is for free. We must invest something expensive that brings about better and the best solution.
Okay.
Okay. In the area still of garbage and the environment, na-mention ni Vice Mayor Labella kaganina that we need to clear our waterways, do dredging of our major water systems or river systems. Last year, there was the International River Summit that was hosted by Mandaue City. And while we were preparing, USC was part of the program committee, while we were preparing for the International River Summit, one of the issues that we found out was the lack of concrete coordination between Cebu City Government and Mandaue City Government as far as clearing up Butuanan River. For Mandaue, sayon na kuno nila paglimpyo ang downstream, but the source of the water and the headwater actually is in Cebu City. In fact, there was one study by our Department of Chemistry nga naadi ay copper, small copper mining dito sa babaw, and then it was left by the miners, wala siya tarong close, mao di ay nga among mga isda nga gipang eksperimentuhan o amo ang mga umbrella plants puno siya og copper og lead. So my question to the team, how do you think your team can help improve our river systems? Guadalupe River is considered dead. Butuanan is actually dead and highly at risk. Kinalumsan River, all of our water systems or river systems in the city are considered biologically dead.
Okay. At the time of the administration of MyTV as mayor with Edgar Labella as vice mayor, they started the dredging of the Mahiga River. Unfortunately, ang kasamtangan nga mayor, gipakiha si MyTV. Mauto nga nahunong in town ang proyekto sa pag-dredge sa Mahiga River. But if given the opportunity ang duha, Edgar Labella and MyTV makabalik diya sa City Hall, they will be able to continue with the programs that was implemented and nasa pipeline sa panahon ni MyTV. And then ako as said, if given the opportunity nga ako ang kongresista, ato gyud nang ipakita nato, tarungon nato ang kinsa magyu responsible sa ato ang mga kasapaan. Because it's based on the water code. The responsible entities are DPWH and DENR. Wala gani labot ang LGU. Kung maghimo kag structure diha dapit sa atong sapa adto ka mangayo og permit sa DPWH. Mag-obstruction ka sa atong sapa adto kag DPWH. But then why gibuhat ang DPWH o ang DENR? Mona, if given the opportunity, I will really come up with laws nga atong ipang-amend ang water code to make it really workable nga ang ato yung mga agencies assigned ilag yung trabahoon ang ilang responsibilidad.
Okay, can we have Mayor Mike?
Kung ako mapili, pagka-busy mayor ni Mayor Edgar Labella, usari akong ihangyo niya sa area sa environment. Labi na kining problema sa tubig, sa sapa. Kumusugot siya, ako og si Joel Garganera. Mag-partner mi. Ako as Vice Mayor, Joel as konsihal, kay sinati, kay nako, gikan ibabaw, padong ubos. Gikan ubos, padong ibabaw. Ang dako kay problema na to sa atong saba, ang mga dato nga nag-okupar sa atong mga saba. Nga nahimo ng kanal ang atong saba.
Ng mga dato?
Yes,
dato.
yes.
Can you explain further?
Mga balay, nagitungtungan ang atong mga saba. Mga warehouse nga ang ubos atong kanal nga niadto agian nga murag sapa.
Aside from that, siguro, atong i-include na ang mga informal settlers,
No.
Mayor.
Actually, informal settlers will just follow. Ana maguna follow the leader man ha. Inigtanaw sa mga kabos nga ang leader mo'y gauna, musunod na. Pero kung ang leader mo sugod sa eksakto, kibalo ba mo dito sa ibabaw. I'm telling you, mga balay, mga subdivision, nangita ko sa sinugdan, sa sapa. Mayor pa ko, gilakaw na ko na. Hantod, sige kong suong-suong. Ang masungan ako, mga balay na sa mga dato. Of course, the informal centers sa mga nasa ubos. Hantod, ikabuti mo sa ubos, nahimo ng sapaog kanal. Diya sa Mabulo, ako mo ginangisuroy, mas taas pa na ko, inigbaha ang tubig. Ang mga balay, dili na gamitan ng ubos. Muna ang kanatihang flooding sa kaning San Jose de la Montaña, muna makita nimo nga grabe kayo ang flooding. Tungod kay ang tubig sa ibabaw, wala na muagi sa eksakto na waterways. Muna, kung musugot ang akong mayor, I'm telling you, I will lead. Because naman ko'y programa, anak, kami ni Joel Garganera. And why exception?
Question, why were they given building permits?
Di na lang ko mangutana, kay magmayon ako, na naman na sila. Kaya di na lang ta ang mistoryahon. Muna ingon ko pirmi, together, we can make things happen. Kinahanglan atong ipasaka ang mga kabos, ang middle class ay komportable, ang mga dato mo tabang. Sakto ba ko? Ni Ana Anindot, basta masugot lang ang mayor, I will take the lead. Kay mayor mo ko niyan to, ako man nagkitrabaho with Joel Garganera.
Okay. Daghang salamat. Vice Mayor Labella, you would like to add something to that?
Well, of course, as I've said, this is going to be an inclusive kind of administration. Anything that has the interest of bringing a better life to the people of Cebu City, why don't we reject that? As I've said, we set aside vindictiveness, egoism. What is important is we can bring a change to the people of Cebu City.
Okay, daghang salamat.
Yes, Adendo.
Excited mo ko kung may balik ko Cebu City. Niya, ang mayor na ko si Edgar Labella because adto gumot Maria Luisa. Makita man na ninyo ba ang mga sapa? Tagko kayong sapa? Ari gumot diri sa Guadalupe? Dako kay ng sapa? Muna mag-uul ko. Yung mo abot sa mahiga, kikihap ako. I'm telling you, Mayor, tagay ko opportunity, inikabisi Mayor ako. Kaming duwa ni Joel Garganera. Guaranteed na amo ng trabahoon.
Okay. Now, I question from the audience actually, about the garbage, and this has to be answered by all of the four. To all the candidates, since you aim to deal with garbage as one of your platforms, then why are your posters that are plastered all over the city contributing to the piling up of garbage in the city? So, murag ang upat yun ang dapat mutubag sa pangutana. Okay.
Iba mo?
Sir Mike?
Ang balaod naa katawanan mga balaod. Muna ang tanan na apil na lang. Kung ang balaod pa lang, i-implementar yun sa tinuoray. Sakto itong giingon, kasi among panahon, kining na diya sa City Hall, wa may posters, sa tibuok syudad yun nga kaning main wala pangasabaan mi nya kay gauna-una masad sila kung sa ending tanat gikan senador sus Mariusep mo na ingon ko kung dili ka mo sunod why makit-an imong now.
Okay. Because so what you're saying, Sir Mike, is that because the law allows you to put, but there are designated areas.
So, breach in honor than in performance. Muna pala nako, I don't know, looking forward, mingon ka, ayaw posteri ang tanom tanawara in the days to come. Ayaw posteri ang mga traffic sign.
Nila.
Hurot na.
Nila.
Mo namingon ko, kung dili sa kamo sunod, madugay, wa na inaong makita nimo. Kay hot doon Manila o poster kay sila man si daghang kwarta.
Okay,
Mo na
Konsihal.
palihog.
Konsihal, what can you say about that?
There are ways to clean up the posters later, kay especially for me dako man kay nagamit ang ato ang mga materials. In fact, karon sa akong panghatag nako sa akong mga materials nako to sa constituents, I am even using bookmarks because my bookmarks can be used by students. The bookmarks you can use it every day or maski after sa election. That's how I make it a point na ako ang mga materials are reusable. And rest assured, after the election, ang kanang akong gipamutang, ako agad na siyang panglimpyuhan. Kaya as mentioned by ni Mike Rama, importante man sad good kay ato in terms of publicity, makadala man sad na makatabang sa pagpahinumdum sa mga tao nga kami kandidato. And especially now, I am running for a different position. Now, I'm a councilor, I'm running for congresswoman. So it's really better that people will be aware that the position I'm vying is for the position of House Representative. Thank you.
Okay, Vice?
Yes, and so far as I am concerned, I have never have posters that are beyond the size requirements set forth by the COMELEC. All of those are in accordance with the COMELEC rules, particularly on the sizes of the posters. Well, of course, there are posters that are placed on fences and walls, but I think there is no prohibition on this. But I always make it a point to the people who are really posting my posters, never to post this on trees and plants. It's really a no-no for me. And really, I scold them if they do that. As I've said, I never place posters that are beyond what is allowed by the Commission on Elections.
Okay, so just for the information of everybody, if you see posters nga naagibutang sa tanom o sa mga traffic lights, picture ninyo kay bawal na. Okay. And the signs, unsa may size di ay Vice? Unsa may allowed nga size sa COMELEC?
2 by 3.
2 feet by 3 feet ang allowed ra gyud. Okay. So napay mas dako ana bawal na pud na. Yes.
Balo mo, sa laing nasod, indot kayo sila. Ang ilang mga nao, gamiton laog, kanang mura ba kanang sa nakawayan, niya, ikuha lang.
Itugsok.
Tuslok lang. Kita,
Pilit.
Pilit, bisag asa dapita. Muna, kita na sa ikaw-ugaw, muna kaming team, mayor, mayor man ka.
Kamoy manglimpyo.
Kami, madaog man ta. Manglimpyo ta, kay mauwaw ta.
Okay, ato yun to
Let's
i-put on
ask-
record, ha?
Let's ask Richard.
Pero before si Sir Richard, no? What if Vice Mayor Rama, dili mo kadaog, but papasabot, dili po taman limpyo.
Limpyo lang gyapon.
Okay.
No choice.
Win or lose, ha? Manlimpyo sila. So, dapat makita nato sila nga manlimpyo.
Ay, kagawala na kay balo mo. Pagka mayor na ko, mapitaw na nga kanong hugaw kaayo, wala naman ang amo ang programa. Kanang clean up quarterly. Gikan sa coastal, padong sa patag, hantod padong sa kabukiran. Wala na. Muna ay mo kaibong nahugaw ang atong syudad. Wala na may quarterly, annual clean up.
Okay.
Sir Richard.
Well, if you've noticed, I have the least amount of posters in the city. Because my posters are reusable. Yung iba, ang uban, ilang gida sa ilang balay. Gihimo nila altar.
Puli na rin budas.
Ato mo sa kareta, tanawa, naangad to tanan ng poster na ako. Ay, murag, apil na ko nga to sa mga patay.
Panchon.
Nasa Chinese cemetery. But, I believe in not littering also. That is why I do most of my postering, not as posters, but in public, in social media, because I believe the millennials are more attuned to the seeing all these things on social media. So those posters are really just for awareness. So dili kay nga nakadaghan ang atong gibutang nga posters because we don't want to litter the whole city.
Okay, we mentioned earlier about informal settlers. Okay, we have nothing against them. It's just that one of the reasons also ay ato ang mga sapa hugaw kay ano may panglabay. Kita jud ko diretso og kita gyud ko kadaghan nga ato ilabay sa sapa o na magsigir kag limpyo, sigir pus lang panglabay.
Baloka, when I was the mayor, vice mayor matingin ko, incumbent mayor. Yes. We saw to it, si Carillo made an ordinance to really address 10,000 informal settlers na naa sa 3-meter easement. On sa pakabutanga, kining mayura, ang iyang una-una, pirmi mang numero. Hadlok man siya, muna uwa ma-implementar ang among forma ni adto unta, dili man papawaon ba? I-integrate lang sila. Ang plano ginamo ni Mayor Edgar Labella, tenements. Then we will exercise eminent domain, ngayon kwarta sa nasyonal, unya, kanang isibog lang sila sa river, and then we will adopt the bliss type bliss. And they do not have to be ipauli sa probinsya dili. Kaya kinigong mga informal town, nangita sa ni sila og panginabuhi dinhi. Ayaw na ipadagbalik. Kaya mamalik man gina. So let them be integrated. Second, kung isa-suggest Mayor Sad, na dispersal kanang migaway.
Sir, sumpay ko gamay bahin sa programa sa mga urban poor o homeless, no? Kato inyong plano nga tenements for those informal settlers near the riverbanks, no?
Yes.
What about those na nasa sentro sa syudad?
Kita mo sa ang reblocking. Now, when Edgar will become the mayor, masuko sa dili, mo-offer ko niya, Gar, ato ginang i-continue ang reblocking. You can see Lorega, Careta, Tejero, Tipadilla, Ugon, Pardo, Punta Princesa, Basak Pardo, Basak San Nicolas. Wala man sila papawa ba? They are staying in where kanang public na siya na area. Unya, we cover it, see to it, land for the landless. And then at the end of the day, they are always being a part of the city. Because dili man na mahimong puros dato ra ang naasa syudad, na ang dato, na ang middle class, o naasa ang urban poor. Ato silang buhaton og urban rich.
May I answer that
Yes.
one?
Yes, sir.
Actually, as I've done before, we started to change the terminology from urban poor to aspiring sector. And our approach with respect to the urban or the aspiring sector, under our existing laws, there are two kinds of relocation. There is such a thing as on-site relocation, and of course, a relocation which they are being transferred to another location or place. If given the opportunity, we will go into like a vertical approach on housing so that we can accommodate as many aspiring sectors or settlers in one smaller area. That's what we call vertical relocation, like building of tenement houses, 4-story, so that there is no need for an elevator. And then, of course, on-site relocation, we will try, approach, persuade the landowner to give us a space for these informal settlers and then come up with some kind of a vertical building or vertical relocation so that they can all be accommodated. I think there is nothing impossible if we make the proper persuasion to the landowners and of course to those areas where there is a need for us to put up like government lands where we can put up some vertical structures so that we can accommodate all of these settlers, as many as possible. And that we are going to do to solve this problem of informal settlers in the city.
We have a lot of informal settlers. Magkuwang na siguro ng 4 stories, Vice.
That is just one.
Okay.
That is just one. And there are many other approaches to solve this problem. And we have other government lots and other parts of the city. And of course, there is also this requirement of a 20% in every development.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
We will really maximize the use of this 20% that
Yes.
is mandated by law. And of course, let us always remember that there is this ODHA law that there should be no demolition without relocation. And we have to really also look into the plight of these urban settlers.
Ako yung gamay nga follow-up ana advice, no? When there was the Lorega, the big fire in Lorega, our School of Architecture, Fine Arts and Design was actually asked to come up with a design of a tenement housing. And they came up with a design. They showed it to our office, a community extension, and we actually supported them that it be pursued. However, months after, I got news that it was not pushed through because of many issues. Can you share to the group unsa itong mga issues nga naka-prevent for the tenement housing to rise for Lorega?
Sa tinuod, pabalik ka ro guming tanan. Inamin, nindot kaya ang plano diha, apil na nga ibutang na mo. Pero tanawa na pagsuod nila, wa may nahitabo. Naata na day building, daghang juga yo. Napamagali, naablihan pa na mo agikan sa Lorega daan padung sa Zapatera. Because by opening roads, widening roads, by bringing the poor to feel that they are being taken care by the city government, that's where we can see not but the best city. Muna nga, Kamagayan. Inuno ka Kamagayan, nagibutang ano terminal. No, supposedly tenements na. Tenements na. Reblocking sana ang nahitabo diha. Muna, kung mamayor si Edgar, kadaghan naman may mga program ba? Yung busy mayor man rin ako nito. Ako yung busy mayor karon. Ako lang sa painom naman. Mayor Edgar Labella. Atong ipadayon ang paratubig. Mayor Edgar Labella and the rest that we wish na mahitabo yun. So, palihog.
In relation to what you just said, no, ang Masige ra mo kuyog-kuyog ni Mayor Dabella. Kung makadaog ka as Vice Mayor, will you just be sticking to your role as overseeing the Sanggunian, or since you're like more of a take charge man ba, is it difficult to be a follower, or
You know, ni Adto, Vice Mayor ko, ako may katrabaho sa daghang kaayo sa trabaho sa mayor ba? No, that's the truth. Niya dili na maproblema ang mayor kay sinolog ako. Ano ka na? Kay Vice Mayor ko, kanang coastal management, I was involved. People, private revenue governor, kanang mga police station, pagka Vice Mayor man ako na. 7, partnership with Ramon Abuitis. Vice Mayor ko na. Ang Edgar, baluman siya, kay kami manduhan ni Adto pa. Na mayor ko, na vice mayor siya, nasa siya mga project, lupon. So, partner mami, ba nag-asawa mami? Ni Adto, ako yamahan, siya asawa. Ini ka mayor niya, ako na sa iyang asawa. Bahala ka na, Joy, diyang masuya ka. Actually, wa may problema na. Wa may mga ginganlan og hang-ups. Parehapit aming duha, we came in an ordinary family.
Okay.
But with a very extraordinary dream.
all right? So,
Vice Mayor.
Can I just share my thoughts on that? We always believe that there is no such thing as a lowly calling in public service. The office of the president is as important as the office of a city councilor. For as long as we perform what is expected of us. You know, and in order for one to be a good leader, one must also be a good follower. That is a prerequisite for becoming a good leader. And when you are a leader, you should always adopt the principle that it should be leadership by example.
Okay, so now we have slain already the 3 heads. One more na lang.
Actually, si flood, appeal na siya sa
Ang
traffic
flooding
ug
is
sa
part
road
of
network.
actually flooding is part of garbage also, and traffic at the same time and road network and the rivers also, because like you said nangawagtang ang mga sapa kay tukuran, so mo rason pod
May I
nga
just
flooding
add
ta.
something on flooding?
Yes.
Well, of course, those are the short-term solutions that we now propounded or presented to this group. But of course, the long-term solution is for us to have a comprehensive drainage plan for Cebu City.
I think we have a study on
But
that.
until now, it has not been implemented.
Not
And times
approved.
have changed. Times have changed.
Okay.
If elected mayor, I will see to it that immediately
It will be
there should be a comprehensive drainage plan. And let us also consider the fact that if it floods in Mandawi or if it floods in Talisay, that the water would not find its way to Cebu City.
It will.
That's why there is really a need for us to really get involved in the Mega Cebu project. Mega Cebu is the answer because we are interconnected. We are interrelated. If there's traffic there, there's also traffic in Cebu.
Okay.
If it floods there, the water finds its way. So as I've said over and over again, let us set aside egoism. You know, the mother of all virtues is humility. Once you humble yourself, because no one and nobody can claim a monopoly of knowledge of everything. We need to work together as one to bring about the best for all of us. You know, there is a saying, if you play alone, you may play fast. But if you play with others, you may play far. Even in life, if you know how to interact, work with one another, we will go far. And that is what we are going to do. Get involved with Mega Cebu for all these local government units involved so that we can come up with what is best for all of us.
All right.
Not only in the city, but also of our neighboring
Okay.
local governments.
Okay, let's talk about heritage now. There are a lot of issues, and katawa si Sir Michael. Well, number one is that we are approaching 2021. Okay, and I'm sure you all know the song of Yoyoy Villame on March 16, 15, 21. So in March 2021, 500 years. That's a big celebration. And Cebu will be the center of it all because diri man na nilanding si Magellan. Okay? But anyway, in relation to that, Cebu City has no beautiful public park. Okay. I don't know if you call what we have now beautiful, okay, to boast of. Do you think that green open spaces are part of proper urban planning, and what shall you do about it?
It is part of my platform of government under repealed that in all barangays we will put up public plazas and children's playground because sa ato aguma, especially in those areas nga congested kayo, luoy ang pamilya kay wala sila kapasiyuhan. Ang atong pagabuhaton, ang atong mga nahibilin nga mga vacant spaces, vacant lots sa mga barangays atong ipapalit sa gobyerno haron we will convert them into public plazas and children's playground. Unta, ang atong balaod na agyud tay giingon that 30% of the land development should be open space. Unfortunately, ang mga opisina, mga ahensya sa gobyerno nga maoy responsible sa approval sa mga permit applications, wa nila gipangtuman kini. Ug kana gani ang ilasang thinking when it is on open space, pwede nilang patukuran og kanang building multipurpose. Nga multipurpose should not be part of an open space. It should be a separate land nga maibutang sa isa ka community. Mao ginato ang paghahinumduman nga unta kung ato yung mga offices, mga national agencies, LGUs ato ginang i-remind that they have to strictly comply with PD 957. And then also para kanako not only here in Cebu City nga ato nang ibutang but also in all other parts of the country that they will also start implementing and putting up public plazas and children's playground in all barangays.
Now, I question diri from the crowd. Why did City Hall allow the provincial capital to secure a building permit for the planned 20-story resource center next to the Capitol? Who would like to answer that? Vice?
That question should better be presented to the executive. Not one of us here belong to the executive department of government in City Hall. As Vice Mayor, I am only with the legislative branch of government. I cannot issue that permit. And that question should better be propounded. If they come, ask them, why did they give the permit?
Okay, we will reserve that question then for the next batch.
Okay, na ako'y question, no? From the beginning of this forum, the candidates have actually espoused and encouraged our voters that you have to be voted kamutanan, no? In order to make possible all the plans and all your thoughts and so on. What if there is a mixed ticket?
I think ang particular ani nga kuan gud ang
For the
involved,
council.
it's not even for the Congress
Yes.
man, no, marag it's the Congress, okay ra ni sila, no, kung mag-mix, but ang kuan there is vice mayor
Executive
and
then
mayor.
the council.
Mayor Mike, what if you win as vice mayor and then the mayor is
You have a different pair.
yeah.
I never imagined that thing because I am very optimistic. We will win. Edgar the mayor, me the vice mayor.
But what if?
I don't want to think about if
You don't want to operate on what ifs.
because when you talk about if, you're entertaining as if. Do not entertain if. It has to be done, and we must be there for 2021.
Okay.
Because 2021 is a very important year.
Yes.
It's where heritage will be highlighted. It is where Christianity has to be highlighted and propounded. And it was also on the same tandem that the IEC, the Eucharistic International Congress, that was being held. I was the mayor, Edgar was the vice mayor. And I am bringing to all 2021. We will definitely, with Edgar as the mayor, me as the vice mayor, we will make a very beautiful 500 years of Christianity
Celebration.
to happen in Cebu City.
Let's ask
I
Vice.
share the same thoughts of Mayor Mike. You know the word, Visayan word, hapsay? At the beginning of our respective terms, there will immediately be an executive legislative agenda meeting for us to come up a very tangible and a very clear picture of what we are going to do in Cebu City. Hapsay ang atong pagpadagan sa kagamhanan kung kaming duha magkuyog. We start with an executive and legislative agenda para pagsugod dayon and look forward for the 2021 celebration of the 500 years celebration of Christianization.
I'd like to ask Richard here, if given the chance and you become congressman, okay, of the North, what will be your first, priority that you're going to do with all of the issues that we have, the problems? What do you think will be the first?
Actually, there's so many bills that we should prioritize. What do you call that? Our transportation bills are antiquated, and then we need to have a mandatory motorcycle riders. That's one of the bills I want to propose, is that motorcycle riders must have mandatory motorcycle riding training, because we see all these people who are riding around with riding from a bike and directly onto a motorbike without any training, so they do not know what the proper laws are. But all of these things, it's really a case of enforcement, you know. Aside from that, I want to propose bills for cancer treatment, that alternative cancer therapies should be regulated and allowed. Because my dad died of cancer, my sister died of cancer. So this is one cause that's very dear to me also. And aside from that, we want to, in terms of health, we want to propose for voluntary organ donorship for everyone, which you can opt out of if you really don't want to. But this is to help all the other people who are suffering, let's say, from kidney diseases or heart disease, that they are getting organs is more accessible to them.
Okay.
Joy?
As of now, I already have at least 15 bills in the pipeline. And the number one bill that I will push in Congress is for a bill that will increase the representation of the Cebu City in Congress. Right now, we only have one from the south and one from the north. Cebu City is now entitled to 4 representatives in Congress. So the first bill that I will push in Congress is to increase our representation by making it 2 in the South District and 2 in the North District.
Is it, you said entitled, is it based on the number?
Based on population.
The voting population?
It's really the population.
Really the population.
But do you already have in mind how the North and the South will have to be divided?
Yes. Because historically, Cebu is not Cebu as it is now. Cebu is only one district way back American time. And during the American time, in 1901, when all the cities and other cities in the country were reverted back to municipalities, there was only one city and the rest are municipalities. In 1907, the municipality of El Pardo de Cebu, the municipality of San Nicolas, and the municipality of Mabolo were merged to the municipality now Cebu City. So it's so easy for me to divide the areas just following the old division as way back before 1907.
Okay, now we're down to our last question. On your polo shirt, you have on your left, Hugpong ng Pagbabago. HNP, okay. There's a question. President Duterte is your party leader, as evidenced by your badge, no? Badge. But he uses foul language. Our rule says no to foul language. Foul language, curses, and makes threats, no, during speech and interviews. How would you advise him about circumspect speech? According to Vice Mayor Labella, they have a similar history. Ombudsman, legal officer. So how would you advise President Duterte?
You know, when we went to Qatar and talked with the Sikhs there, you know what they told me? Mr. Vice Mayor, we love your president. Why Mr. Sheikh? You know, because he is the only person in the whole world that was able to tell the Americans the things that we wanted to tell the Americans. That's what these Arabs told us. advise the president. I think he's already the president. An ordinary vice mayor cannot give that advice to him. And if we base on the popularity rating that he has, I think many of the Filipinos have agreed on what, or must have fun or like what the president have been saying. So, considering that a great number of them have, in fact, shown support to him, I would rather not give him that advice.
Okay. Vice Mayor Mike, would you have any advice to President?
Only God knows.
The advice? Hope he hears God.
You know, he knows better.
Who knows better? The president?
God knows
The
better.
president
Ah, the
knows
president.
better, but God knows it well.
Okay.
So,
Leave it to God.
leave it to God.
Yeah, I should ask this, no? I mean, since we're talking about the president, ato is separate ang president, no? One issue that I think they would like to know, peace and order. Okay, there's killings left and right. Okay, people die almost every day. Okay, how will you bring back the sense of security, feeling safe, even walking in the streets of Colon, mahadlok ang mga tao magdaog cellphone kay masnatch. All of this, how do you make Cebu a peaceful place to live in and walk around in, even during at night?
I'm bringing my
Liar.
flyer. When I was the mayor, we have become number 2 in infrastructure, number 3 as a competitive city, and all that we are, in a way, been very proud about. Edgar was my vice mayor, and I was the mayor. Rule, law, Rama, Labella. Now, nabali naman. Labella, Rama. Still, law reigns. So, when we will be in tandem, of course, na may ingon niya legislative agenda, priority yun na ang peace and order as we have the enumerated traffic, garbage, and environment, heritage, uban pa. So we can always bring back what we were before. A great city, a competitive city. So peace and order is a very important business when we will be running the city together.
Na ako yung follow-up about peace and order. What can you say about the war on drugs of the president, considering that there is a new study released by, if I'm not mistaken, Ateneo, saying that there are at least 8 constitutional rights that are violated because of the strategy and the scheme of Tokhang?
Are you asking me, or
All of the-
I think
all
it
of
will
the
first be answered by the mayor, and I can answer it.
Okay.
Maybe the congressmen and women.
On the war on crimes,
Drugs.
Or on
then,
drugs.
first on the question about
On the crime,
is
yes.
it safe to walk? I think it is safer to walk in Colon Street now. I think especially the law-abiding citizens are not scared of being robbed. It is only those who are criminal elements that are really scared. As of now, before there were so many cases of cell phone snatching, pickpockets, but it is relatively lesser now. What is quite rampant, of course, these alleged killings of alleged criminals or drug
traffickers.
traffickers. That is what is happening. But insofar as law-abiding citizens, I think they feel safer now than before.
So what can you say about the war on drugs?
Well, of course, the war on drugs, as pointed out by the president, it has become so serious that a no-nonsense approach must have to be undertaken. And a great majority of our people have supported the president on this regard. I don't think that it is extrajudicial killing. It's just that many of these drug traffickers would really want to fight against the establishment because, they are also well. So, considering that the President has the support of the great number of our people, I think they have agreed to this relentless and no-nonsense fight against drug, because it has really destroyed, and it will continue to destroy the lives of people and the future of our young people.
Okay.
If we do not put an end to that.
All right. Your thoughts, Sir Richard?
For so long in the history of the Philippines, there has been no president who has addressed this problem as well as President Duterte. The only law that these people have, the drug traffickers, know is the law of the streets, wherein violence reigns. So what President Duterte is doing now is just giving back to them what they are doing. This is the only type of law that they can understand. So I think that it has been addressed in the best possible way that can be done, because we cannot do it in the proper way wherein you give them a warrant, they can arrest them. Some of these people, they really fight back because they feel that they are the mafia when it comes to doing all these things. So this has been perhaps the best way that has addressed the problem of the drug menace. But as you see, there are so many are still doing it because of the lure of the money. So perhaps only the President knows best what can be done.
Okay. Konsehal.
Regarding the two issues that you presented, ang ako yung tubag ana, we need to improve the quality of life. Once we will be able to improve the quality of life, ang mga tao, mayon ta, maski kung sa sila kakabos, dili sila mo resort to illegal means. Kaya naaman sila parang pagaingnon pang nagkaroon na to ang, unsay nga nag-gauge na to ang level of happiness. And then in terms of sa war on drugs, I would say even during sa high school days na ako, I was very active in organization nga against drug abuse. It's really that we na di lang tingay ta mo ingon nga dritso ta nga mo criticize, but then we will also do something what we can help the government nga mag-atuang ihawag ang mga bata, gayra nato sila that they should be at home as early as like 8. Maybe siguro like my parents were so strict nako before that I now realize nga insakto day sila that ang ato day ginikanan atong tumanon haron malayo ta sa mga butanga dili maayo.
Okay. Nakaisulti,
I have lectured as president of the Rotary Club of Cebu, Guadalupe, in Manila, about the matter on drugs. And I very much of emphasis on the 5-pillar justice system. Because once all of this 5-pillar of justice system will only operate, we will be able to address the war of drugs as well. As much as we would like also to help the national. So when I will become the vice mayor, I will be sitting as the chairman of PICAC, and I will be bringing to the mayor, being his representative over there, that we will have a program to really bring and be helping the 5. Kaning 5, mamanang enforcement, prosecution, community, correctional, and the so-called rehabilitation.
okay.
So therefore, let's address community. Let's address this 5-pillar.
Okay.
And we will also be helping at the same time the drive or the so-called program against drugs.
All right. So we don't have much time. It's almost 11:30. So we'll give you now a chance to give your closing statements before we read your commitments. Okay? Can we start with Konsehal?
Thank you very much for this opportunity that I am able to express my views on matters that would really have an impact on our people. And sa ako lang yung, even in my campaign, I always say na akong plataforma is I serve you. It's sa Bunisepa, ako, Jer Pisquera, magservisyo kanimo. Kanatanan, akong gibutang, gikan sa ako ang advokasya, gikan sa akong mga buluhaton, na nasulod sa I serve you, and again, akong balikon, I serve you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And we have
Richard.
Yap.
Yes, thank you for this opportunity, for being here. As you know, a lot of people look at me as just an actor, and that is what our opponent is telling all the people. I want you to look beyond my status as an actor and see what we can bring to Cebu. It's not the quantity of time that someone has spent here in Cebu as a congressman that you should look at, but the quantity of projects and benefits that he has given to the people. That is what we want to bring to the people of Cebu. That the true and proper kind of governance is brought back to Cebu. A clean and honest leadership that will be able to lead and make Cebu progress again. That is what we want to do. So please give us a chance to be able to serve you, the people of Cebu. This is Richard Yap, number 4 in member House of Representatives. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir Mike.
Salamat, Dakbayan sa Sugbo. Salamat, San Carlos. Salamat, Mega Cebu. Salamat sa mga estudyante. Again, bring us back as one whole Partido Barug, PDP Laban political party to serve the city of Cebu. You will get what you see what you get. Together, we can make great things happen again for Cebu City.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Vice
Mayor Labella.
Thank you, Rafi. Thank you, students, for giving time to listen to us. Of course, we discussed about how to lay the three-headed monster. We have thoroughly discussed about that. But as candidate for mayor, I just would like to add that if elected mayor, I will also focus on the areas of health and education. And the field of education, you know, we are the only city, although we are considered as a highly urbanized city, and in fact, the Queen City of the South. But until now, we don't have our very own Cebu City College. Relatively compared to Talisay, Mandawi, Lapu-Lapu, they are just smaller cities, relatively smaller than Cebu City. But these cities have already their own respective city colleges that provide free education, college education to their young constituency. If given the chance, we will see to it that we will establish the first Cebu City College in Cebu City to give our poor and deserving students the opportunity to have a free college education. And secondly, with respect to the students or pupils in the elementary, we'll see to it, and I look it up at the local government code, that we can provide free educational materials, free educational supplies, and even free uniforms to our poor elementary school students, and that we will do. And in the field of health, we'll see to it that CCMC will be immediately functional, the Cebu City Medical Center, that would cater to the health needs of our people in Cebu City. You know, Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center is supposed to cater only to provincial patients, but because we do not have a functional Cebu City Medical Center, even their emergency unit is filled up with people, and most of them are from Cebu City. It does not augur well for us not to have a functional Cebu City Medical Center. And in addition, we will provide ambulances to our respective barangays, and to the bigger barangays, we'll see to it that we will have a medical doctor that would be in place in in the health centers of the bigger barangays. And for the smaller ones, maybe we can have a cluster of smaller barangays and place a medical doctor for the health needs of our constituency in Cebu City. My friends, ako si Edgar Labella. I have neither wealth nor I belong to a political royalty. I am just an ordinary man belonging to an ordinary family, just like many of you here. But I want to serve the people of Cebu City. I ask of you, give me the chance to serve.
Okay.
Daghang salamat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we will check. Well, are we ready with the commitments? Okay. Can we first show? We'll start with Sir Richard. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we will just read and let us know if we missed something or if something is erroneous. Okay, so for Richard Yap, District Rep for North District, why run? Stand up to incumbent congressman for 30 years because we need change and progress in Cebu City. Priority bills require motorcycle riders to undergo training, regulate and allow alternative treatment for cancer or organ donation. On water, look for new tech solutions like filtration. On traffic, flyovers are not a solution. LRT of the national government starts in 2019. Forward planning is needed. On garbage, explore recycling plastic, waste to energy. On poster littering the city, he has a few. He prefers social media, and mine end up in family altars at home. And on the war on drugs, problems are being addressed in the best possible way. That's all. One. Completo, or did we miss something?
Well, we have the same advocacies also in terms of socialized housing and education. So
okay,
so it's almost the same. Yeah.
So can we just add that also? Advocacies on socialized housing and education. All right, we will add that.
And can we ask you to sign?
Okay, so while he's signing, can we flash now? For Councilor Joy Pesquera.
Okay, for District Representative South District of Cebu, priority bills for to have 4 congressional seats for Cebu City. On the issue of water, develop barangay level catchment basins, long-term solution, harvest rainwater. Traffic, sponsor a bill to set in motion subway rail system, integrated traffic management, use space under flyovers, open alternative roads. And I am not, or she is not, against BRT, but it should be but putting a bus stop in the middle of the road will just worsen traffic. Enforce city ordinance to put bus stop or an PUJ stop. Plastic ban, focus on wasteful use. Use alternative to papers. In the area of garbage, need to amend Clean Air Act to allow incineration. Question higher cost of service, tipping fees by City Hall less efficient. Do we have a next page?
There is another page.
Posters littering the city, we will clean up after election. Heritage, yes, to a public park, playground in every barangay. And war on drugs, we need to improve quality of life so people don't turn to drugs.
I believe there are some errors.
Yes.
Could you please go back?
Can we
to
go
the
back to
first
the
one?
first slide?
Okay.
There.
Priority bills. Make it because it will not to make the congressional seats into 4. It will
Okay.
sound better.
Just rephrase the
Rephrase.
statement.
Noted.
And then also regarding traffic, sponsor a bill to set in motion. Okay, that's it. We will, instead of use space under flyovers, that's wrong. We will. What I meant is we will create spaces utilizing the space underneath.
Okay.
So it's just like
Yes.
basement, more basements, like
Or
underground.
underpasses.
Underground.
Okay.
So scrap that statement.
It's more on underground development.
Underground development instead of using.
Yeah, I remember she
using space
mentioned
under
something
flyovers.
like
And
Hong
then
Kong.
for the plastic ban, focus more on reusing the Plastic, rather, because I think you need to rephrase the focus on wasteful use.
Okay, so
Because
focus on or using, reusing.
reusing the
focus on
plastic.
reusing plastic.
Or recycling.
Recycling.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have additional
Okay, and so
improvements here?
Okay.
What about the second page?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Then now she can sign. But all of those corrections are noted.
Yes.
For Mike Rama, Vice Mayoral candidate for Cebu City, on water, solutions are known. We need Mega Cebu cooperation. Need humility of City Hall leaders to cooperate with other LGUs and execute plans. Problem is that Mayor refuses to join Mega Cebu. Vote for the right leaders. On traffic, no to flyovers because Cebu is a heritage city. Fund road widening, flared intersections, mass transit. BRT is long delayed in execution. Unity in whole Cebu province needed in metro management. On garbage, incineration is not all bad. It's used abroad. Ahead, high-tech innovation, general welfare, sanggunian employees' welfare, and capability of barangays. Next, on flooding, I will lead with Councilor Joel Garganera, clearing clogged waterways, target building owners, houses of the rich that encroach, informal settlers will just follow. Posters littering in the city, incumbents started, all other candidates followed. We will clean after election, breach in honor, not performance. On informal settlers, integrate them, build tenements for those removed from creeks, continue on-site reblocking like Lorega. On new role as Vice Mayor, I will directly be in charge of activities. We have no hang-ups about our roles. On Duterte's foul language, leave it to God. On war on drugs, strengthen 5 pillars of justice, help the program. Everything is okay? Perfect. Okay,
Perfect.
can we sign now? Anad naman kaaning pirma-pirma. Okay.
Okay.
Original.
Anara sa gisave tabot sa opisina.
Okay. So while
This is for the
Sir Mike Rama is signing, let's go to the slide of Vice Mayor Edgardo Labella. First, inclusive, hatred-free governance and open to all. Sluggish leaders are part of the problem. Three-headed monster of garbage, flood, and traffic. And then we actually added water. And then in the area of water, support rainwater catchments, not band-aid solutions. Traffic, support national project LRT in Metro Cebu. BRT is doubtful because of narrow roads, costly road acquisition. Support Mega Cebu cooperation. Cebu can't be isolated from Metro Cebu. For garbage, massive dredging of waterways in the first 100 days. Involve barangays. Install 24-hour garbage collection from 9 p.m. to dawn using big trucks. Morning will be utilizing barangay trucks. For garbage, long-term waste-to-energy plant. Posters littering the city. Unquote, my posters are within legal size. No prohibition to use walls and fences. I don't post on trees or plants. Urban poor. Vertical 4-story tenement housing for the aspiring sector. On-site relocation. To be a good leader, one must be a good follower. Heritage, need executive legislative plan for 2021. Duterte's foul language, I'd rather not give him advice. Ordinary vice mayor can't do that. He enjoys high popularity. War on drugs, I don't think it's EJK. Those killed are drug pushers fighting back. People support Duterte. On education, establish first Cebu City College. Free school materials, uniforms to be distributed to elementary students. And in the area of health, fully functional CCMC, ambulance, and barangay doctors will also be available. Anything else, Mr. Labella?
Can we go back to the first
The first
page?
slide, yes, please.
Hatred-free governance, open to all, to those who would like to have a better life for the people of Cebu City. I think I said that.
Okay, so you would like to complete that.
Yeah.
Open to all who would like to have a better life for Cebu City.
And then
Okay.
Noted.
water, support rainwater catchments, not band-aids. And of course, I added that a committee has to be created right away to study the the fact that we have already surface waters in Kutkut Lusaran in the north and Mabnaga in the south.
Mananga.
For this to be to dams to be established and maybe pipelines. I mentioned pipelines.
Okay. Did you get that, Eileen?
Committee to study on this,
Okay.
so that we will have a permanent solution to the problem of water. That during rainy season, a small or a tiny rainfall, we have flood.
We have flood,
But
yeah.
during summer, we have waterless summer days.
Yes.
So this has to be addressed.
So a committee has to be created
Immediately.
to address that immediately.
To come up with a solution, a permanent solution.
Okay.
Okay, other items?
And let's go back to
Slide 2.
the CCMC.
CCMC slide, it's there.
There, the last bullet.
Although I have not said this, but a fully functional CCMC that will also include a geriatric ward.
A
for the
geriatric ward.
Geriatric ward for the senior citizens.
With a geriatric ward. Yes.
Senior citizens.
Yes.
A geriatric ward does not only address the ailment of the senior citizen, but also includes their their mental and social well-being, because
Okay.
senior citizens are quite sensitive already.
Right.
That's why you do not deal only with their physical ailment, but also their mental and psychological well-being.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Makarelate ko na siya.
Really ko na siya sensitive, oy.
Alright, so
He said, I'm
maybe
not sensitive.
si Sir Mike ba, si Panong mura sa di senior.
Okay. Hindi ko pa senior, no? Di pa siya senior.
Okay?
Okay, so
can
let's
we
give
give
them a big
our
hand.
candidates a round of applause? We thank them for gracing our invitation.
Okay,
Thank you
so
very
let's
much.
Have a picture with them.
Okay?